behind the curtain.
Just basically saying, yeah, we did it, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, 100%.
How mad would that be?
I'm loving it.
You photoshopping, blah, 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 blah. Suck him up, I was fucking... Yeah.
There's a page. Go check it out. He throws for a wild card. Hello, how are we doing? And welcome back to another episode of Mysteries in Black and White with me, Ed, and my main man, Josh.
How are we doing?
I've changed it up because every time I say welcome back, Mysteries with your two hosts, it's the word host I always nearly fuck up on.
Why? What do you always say then?
Because I can't speak.
Oh, okay.
Because of my accent, you know what I mean? So, Josh, how are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Like, I mean, we saw you last night.
Yeah.
Me and Connor went to see Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Rebirth. And I must say, I loved the film, but because of the dinosaurs, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Courtney won't mind me saying that because she knows.
Yeah. Literally, they were the two saving graces of that film.
100%.
The storyline itself was fucking dog.
I feel like they tried to fit too much in
such a small
gap.
Yeah, there was no time for it to breathe, and without spoiling it for anyone, it's like there's certain people that show up and it's like, why are you there?
Yeah.
And just shit like, do you know what I mean? It's just like too many plot holes for it to be classed as a good film. But it's a Jurassic World film. If you like dinosaurs, you're gonna like it.
Fucking hate them.
Yeah. Fucking dinosaurs. Who likes dinosaurs? Grow up.
I fucking love dinosaurs. Oh dear, I'm such a kid. But if you remember last week's episode, we talked about La Llorona.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't listened to that or watched that,
go watch it.
Stop this now.
Yeah, and go watch that.
Yeah, it's a good one, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it weren't too bad. I felt a bit out of my comfort zone doing it.
Oh, really?
To be fair, yeah, because it is in it in.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. Yeah,
because I always like doing things what has claws and teeth.
Yeah,
she might do. Well, I guess she had teeth at some point in her life.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so that was a bit different for me, but I did enjoy it. But anyway, at the end of the episode, as we do on every episode, we speak about what we're going to be talking about today, which we haven't done in a long while. We discussed the serial killer.
No, I think the last one was, I can't remember his name, the shoemaker killer. I can't think of what his name
Callinger?
is. Yeah, Joseph Callinger.
Yeah.
I think that was the last one we done.
And was it really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that was long ago. So, and we're talking about one of the most well-known serial killers.
Yeah.
Which even helped an author, a very well-known author, for one of his best books, which became films.
Yes. I didn't know who you meant at first, and then I put two and two together. Yeah, definitely.
Which is John Wayne Gacy.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the author. That was Stephen King. With with Pennywise clown and everything. Because John Wayne Gacy's been known as the clown killer.
Yeah.
Clowns, don't worry. He didn't go out killing clowns. It's because he dressed up as a clown.
Fucking wish he did. I would have supported him all the way.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cause
yeah. If he was a clown killer, mate, I'd be right there next to him.
Speaking of which, right, I mean, I do and I don't regret not doing it. When we was away, me and another friend of ours we were gonna get like clown masks, wait until he was asleep, and like stand by his bed. And
I seriously do not know what I would have done.
Well,
in my head, I would have liked to think I've started swinging, but in reality, I'd probably cry and piss myself.
Yeah, because I've always needed to get you back, and I don't know if I ever have yet for the whole visit.
The hammer thing, yeah. Which we have mentioned on it at some point. I know we have. Because
I've spoken about it before. Like, I'm a bit deluded thinking I could take on a leopard and shit like that. Like, I'm meant to be a monster hunter and stuff like that, and paranormal. So yeah, like, nah, don't scare me. Dark room, I'll run at it. You know. But after watching The Visit, And the thing is, it weren't that scary of a film.
There's only one part of it that actually made me jump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, was that under the...
Yeah.
But after watching it, I went to the toilet and came out. And the thing is, I never do this, right? Because I always, after I've been for a wee, I always do my flies up and everything like that.
Yeah,
because I'm not a fucking barbarian. But I'd done it as I was coming out of the bathroom, which... Why would you?
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I did, and so I'm so gross in that. And it was only when I turned and he's standing like that much far away with
a pink hammer.
A pink hammer. That's what gets it. It just like a normal hammer. It was a pink handled hammer, like in my face, going, "Get in my oven!" And
it was just the beauty. Like you didn't scream or anything. Your legs just went nah.
Yeah,
just buckled.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like. If we was out on a paranormal investigation or something, right, and we walk into a room and all of a sudden something fucking jumps at me, I'd like to think, like, I've watched enough Supernatural to know, like, oh, yeah, I can...
Yeah.
But then, like you said, my legs just went, nah, not today, Chief. And I'm just, like, laying on the floor, like, like that, so... But, yeah.
No, it's like, clown... Just, I don't know what I'll do. Like I said, I'd love to think I'd swing. If you come at me with as a clown, be warned, I might swing.
Because that's what put us off. Because we was right G'd up.
Yeah.
Because we was in Hunstanton and they got the joke shop and they had really cool clown masks and that. We was like, yeah, we'll wait till like we'll say we'll need to go to Tesco or something, but we'll come here and get these masks and everything. Wait till you're asleep, and then like stand at your bed and like. Get you to wake up. But then we started actually talking about it and we're like, who's going to stand closest to Josh? Because you're in the firing line and because you'd have been in bed, the nether region would have been prime hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So then we started talking. We chickened out, but there is a part of me that is wish that I wish it had done
just to see what happened.
Oh, like now I think about it, like I'd have took it to the team, just to see your like the light fall out your eyes.
I would scream like a little bitch.
Yeah. That's the thing. You just don't know.
No,
just don't know. But you never know. Maybe one day.
It's like, remember that time where it was like all the clown killers going, like if I was driving, I would fucking floor them. I'd run them over straight up and then I'd reverse and make sure they're definitely dead. Fuck that.
You can't drive.
Well, I'd still, if I was in that scenario, they're getting it.
Fair play. Oh yeah, I remember when because I remember there was one in March, like a town close to us. And he was just walking about, and everyone was like taking pictures of him, videoing him, like he's about and all this shit. The thing is, right, I always say it, but I never actually do anything, so people must think, oh, he talks shite. But I wish I went there to see him, and like, I don't know.
Chef him up.
Nah, I want to see what he'd have done. And then I'd have tickled him. Come running at me and I'm just going...
Good.
Yeah. And also, I just want to say, before we get going, what a terrible week this has been.
Oh, weather-wise?
No. We've lost 2 greats.
Oh, right, yeah. Rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was brought up with... Like, my mum loved a bit of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne and stuff, and of course, growing up watching like X Factor, you fell in love with Sharon Osbourne, and like and the Osbournes, like TV show and everything, and like how funny Ozzy actually is, and as well like being so close to that after he'd done his final concert, it's kind of poetic, I believe. I mean, everyone's different, like, but I feel like it's poetic. It's like he done that concert and then he was like, "Now I'm
done.
Now I can go.
Yeah,
you know, I've done it. I've said my goodbye. Now I feel like I can.
Yeah,
I can go to sleep now." And if that's the case, then you've done
fair play.
You've done it with justice, my man.
100%.
Like you're ever gonna fucking listen to this? You can't now, can you? Well, you might be able to because we're meant to be a paranormal fucking podcast.
That is a point.
And as well, Hulk Hogan. I know he's been getting a lot of stick. In the last few years, I just remember him as he was.
As Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
As Hulk Hogan, Hulkmania. Brother.
Yeah. What you gonna do, brother?
Exactly. I'll tell you now, brother. Stuff like that. That is how I've never really been the biggest fan of wrestling.
No, I was growing up, but I think I was too young to see Hulk in his prime sort of thing.
But I've never. But everyone knew who Hulk Hogan was. And hearing that he's passed as well is a great tragedy, especially to wrestling fans everywhere.
Yeah.
Because if you're a wrestling fan,
he's one of the.
Yeah. So to see that it is really, really sad. But
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. But let's cut all that. Let's get to what we're here for.
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of people who we know who love a bit of true crime, who love a good old serial killer.
Sounds a bit mad when you say it like that. But it is the truth.
It's because of the infamy.
Yeah.
They're just. It is so interesting.
Yeah.
We say it every time, but it is so interesting.
Yeah.
What is going through their.
What led them to it is what gets me the most.
Yeah. What's in the old grey matter?
Yeah.
To think, I'm going to do that. But anyway, have a sit down. Or whatever you're doing. If some people might listen to us at the gym.
Yeah.
Why you would, because I'd imagine this would put you the fuck off. Or whatever, if you're running or what, you know what I mean? But do what you do. But I'm going to say, have a sit down, grab something to drink, something to eat, get all relaxed and listen to our dulcet tones. Or mainly Josh is talking about Mr. John Wayne Gacy. Have at it, Josh.
Right. So, John Wayne Gacy was an American serial killer and sex offender who raped, tortured, and murdered at least 33 young men and boys between 1972 and 1978 in Norwood Park Township, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. He became known as the Killer Clown due to his public performances as a clown prior to the discovery of his crimes. Gacy committed all of his known murders inside his ranch-style house. Typically, he would lure a victim into his home and dupe them into donning handcuffs on the pretext of demonstrating a magic trick. He would then rape and torture his captive before killing his victim by either asphyxiation or strangulation with a garrote. 26 victims were buried in the crawl space of his home and 3 were buried elsewhere on his property. 4 were discovered in Des Plaines River. Gacy had previously been convicted in 1968 of sodomy of a teenage boy in Waterloo, Iowa. He was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment but served 18 months. He murdered his first victim in 1972 and had murdered twice more by the end of 1975, and murdered at least 33 victims after his divorce from his second wife in 1976.
See, it's her fault.
Inconsiderate. Look what you've
done.
The investigation into the disappearance of Des Plaines teenager Robert Peist led to Gacy's arrest on December 21st, 1978. Gacy's conviction for 33 murders by one individual then covered the most homicides in United States legal history. Gacy was sentenced to death on March 13th, 1980. He was executed by lethal injection at Statesville Correctional Center on May 10th, 1994. So, John Wayne Gacy was born at Edgewater Hospital.
1994 he died?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's the whole thing. You seen the Netflix thing with Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, I haven't.
He covers serial killers. He don't even fucking...
I've seen that many people talk about it. I pretty much know what happens.
Oh,
so
you want to watch it. It is good. It is really, really good, actually. Evan Peters, bang up job playing Dahmer.
Yeah. Because
that's the thing, right? You imagine you're an actor, which, we are.
Yeah.
You want to see what we're like off camera?
Yeah.
Fucking no different, is it? But imagine being an actor and you get given the role to play one of the worst serial killers in American history. That was Jeffrey Dahmer.
Mm-hmm.
And having to try and be that role. I mean, I'd imagine that's a toll.
Well, it's the same with Zac Efron, isn't it? Everyone knew him, our generation knew him as the High School Musical.
Troy Bolton.
Yeah, Troy Bolton.
I mean,
and then he's going to play and there he's playing Ted Bundy. Do you know what I mean?
Which I must say, I thought he played fantastic.
Yeah, he smashed it. It's same with David Tennant. We grew up with him as Doctor Who, and he's playing Dennis Nilsson.
Yeah, but it was scary how much he looked like.
Yeah.
It was, but yeah, the whole, was that, because I remember when I first watched. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I remember watching that Ted Bundy film, and at first I was very disappointed.
Yeah,
because it was like it weren't really about him killing people.
But then when you think back at it or watch it
again, you come to respect it.
Yeah, and I like what the narrative they went, where obviously she had no idea he was doing this, and like nobody knew,
not really.
And that's why the direction they were going with the film.
Yeah,
it's like you didn't know he did that.
No, you didn't know who he was. Like again, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Come on, it's like we mentioned that phrase before.
I know, right? It's mental. We definitely did not say it just before recording.
No. Who would do that? But, well, you say that, but a lot of podcasts, like good podcasts, they have a bit of a script.
Yeah.
Whereas we're just talking
off
the top of our bonces.
That's why we're the best podcast.
Exactly.
You don't know what's coming out of our mouths. We don't even know.
We're the best unviewed podcast out there. We're the best podcast with no views.
Greatest podcast of all time. How many listeners do you get? 2. We're one of them.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? No, because I like watching them. Not as a vain thing, but just to see, like, it's like what we could do better, what I could do better. Like that. Like, you know, that's why I opened it a bit different. You know, I thought I'd get in a bit of energy while I've got some. You know, I'm trying out sugar-free monsters.
Change man.
New year, new me. And we've already got halfway through it. Jesus H. Christ. But I don't know where I was getting at with this.
He was on about...
oh, yeah. On one of the... yeah, thank you.
You're right.
Good luck, boy. You're a lovely little cunt. On one of the episodes of that Jeffrey Dahmer one, it showed a bit about John Wayne Gacy when he got caught and everything, and his getting lethal injections and everything. Because as well, what always makes me think John Wayne Gacy is the last meal he had, which I imagine you'll cover.
I think I might. I'm not too sure.
Because it sounds banging, to be fair.
Just go scroll right to the bottom. I can't see it on here, so I'd mention it just in case.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, if not, we'll get to it at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just like how remorseless that fucker was.
Yeah.
He was an animal of a man. Like, not as in like beefy.
No, just like
he is a
nature.
fucking monster. Like, of the definition of the word monster.
Yeah.
He was. And and just how he pulled the wool over
everyone's eyes and all of that.
Yeah. Prick.
Yeah, pretty much. But no. John Wayne Gacy was born at Edgewater Hospital in Chicago, Illinois on March 17th, 1942. The second of 3 children and only son of John Stanley Gacy and Marion Elaine Robinson. His father was an auto repair mechanist and a World War I veteran. His mother was a homemaker. Gacy was of Polish and Danish ancestry, and his family was Catholic. Gacy was close to his mother and 2 sisters, but had a difficult relationship with his alcoholic father, which tends to be
a very common
thing with a lot of serial killers we covered. Is an alcoholic or an abusive father.
But that's what gets me. Like, I mean, well, Gacy is different because it was men, but like with Ted Bundy and that. Oh no, because that was his mum who was abusive, wasn't it?
Yeah. He had a hatred towards women.
Yeah.
Same with Joseph Callinger. He had an abusive father. Nilsson, I believe, had an abusive father.
Yeah. Just don't abuse your kids. Yeah. You won't make serial killers.
Yeah, facts.
Well, that ain't the only reason.
Well, no, of course not.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're not helping it. You're pouring petrol on the fire when you do it.
Exactly. You're making infamy.
Yeah. So his alcoholic father, who was verbally and physically abusive to his family. The elder Gacy frequently belittled his son, calling him dumb and stupid, and comparing him unfavourably with his sisters. One of Gacy's earliest childhood memories was of his father beating him at the age of 4 for accidentally disarranging car engine components.
Dude.
What 4-year-old knows that?
What 4-year-old don't know that?
I said the fan belt, you dickhead!
Wrong Conrad!
His mother tried to shield her son from his father's abuse. Well, you didn't do a fucking good enough job, did you, love?
No.
Which resulted in accusations that he was a sissy and a mummy's boy. Who would
Hey, I'll tell you, there is nothing wrong being a mummy's boy. I was a mummy's boy, well, until she died.
I might have to edit this bit out, but you may have wanted me to finish that sentence before you said that. He was a sissy and a mummy's boy who will probably grow up queer.
Well, I ain't. Got a wife and child in there. I know that don't really mean a lot.
I was going to say, so did...
Yeah. No, but it's no... There's no wrong loving your mum.
No, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, I'm a mummy's boy. I know I am.
You know, I was very protective of her.
Yeah.
Let's say until she died, but, you know, game's a game. Fucking hell. I'm so pleased my family don't listen to this. They'd always be beaten.
What we've just explained about beating?
Well, you know, I'll have to go and kill a load of people.
Gacy's father whipped him after he and another boy were caught sexually fondling a young girl.
I mean, that's kind of fair.
Yeah, I get that bit. The same year, a family friend began to occasionally molest Gacy. Gacy never told his father, afraid that his father would blame him. Despite their challenging relationship, Gacy loved his father, but felt he was never good enough in his father's eyes.
It's bad, but like you say, like, he didn't tell his dad because in case it was his fault. You just imagine his dad being like, "You shouldn't be so fucking damn sexy. It's your fault. You're getting wanked off." Tell you about them cheeks. Like, oh no, this is going.
This is going pear-shaped, but fuck it.
That's not. You gotta have a laugh, ain't you?
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of worse shit on podcasts. That's what I've noticed recently. Like, we're always saying, like, oh, we better not say that. Fuck that. The amount of shit I've heard on podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, if they can get away with it and they get thousands of views, our 2 views won't matter.
Yeah. Unless one of them fucking reports us.
Yeah. If you do, alright, just know. I don't know where I was going at with that.
Yeah.
Gacy was an overweight and
I don't know what. I can't think of that to say.
So was I. There'll be consequences.
Yeah.
Gacy was an overweight and unathletic child because of a heart condition. He was trying to avoid sports. In the 4th grade, Gacy began to experience blackouts. He was hospitalised on occasion because of these episodes, and also in 1957 for a burst appendix.
Oh, fuck.
Gacy later estimated that between the ages of 14 and 18, he had spent almost a year in hospital. He attributed the decline of his grades to missing school. Gacy's medical condition was never conclusively diagnosed. His father was suspected as... What the fuck? He was malingering on one occasion.
Malingering?
Yeah. God, we're such dunces. Well, you're not. You found the word, but... No,
I can't agree with you there, Josh, because there's at least 3 TikTok videos of me trying to read.
On one occasion, he openly accused his son of faking it as he laid in a hospital bed.
Oh, you imagine that. Especially with like the burst appendix or something. Like, he's literally scarred open. I don't think this is genuine.
Yeah, you're telling porkies there, mate.
And he's just like laying there like...
Yeah, it's like, are you not seeing that scar?
Really?
Yeah. So you're not seeing that scar? No, you fucking drew that on, you liar.
No. I think they just done that for the crack. You're wasting tax dollars here, son.
In 1916, at age 18, Gacy became involved in politics, working as an assistant precinct captain for a local Democratic Party candidate. This led to more criticism from his father, who called him a patsy. The same year, Gacy's father brought him a car. He kept the vehicle's title in his own name until Gacy had paid for it.
Right. This is the most bipolar thing.
No wonder his mind is fucked. Yeah. It's like, right here, Patsy, I bought you a motor.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you and fuck you. Like, what?
Yeah, he might as well, like, he's saying, you know what, John, I fucking hate you.
Yeah. It's like, to show you how much I fucking despise you, I bought you a Nissan Micra.
To be fair, that's
a sign of hate.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Imagine that. I mean, I can't really talk. My first vehicle was a van, but like,
good old Tracy though.
Oh yeah, she was a beast. But I paid for the van. But if my old man bought me a car that was a Nissan Micra, I think I would have cried. Not being spoilt or anything, but it's like, are you joking?
Yeah.
You bought me a bubble. I'd rather walk.
But yeah, he bought the car, but kept it in his own name until Gacy had paid for it, which took several years. His father would confiscate the keys if Gacy did not do as he said. In April 1962, Gacy purchased an extra set of keys. In response, his father removed the distributor cap, keeping the component for 3 days. Hours after his father replaced the cap, Gacy left home and drove to Las Vegas, Nevada, with $136 to his name in the hope of residing with a cousin. Gacy worked in the Las Vegas ambulance service before being transferred to Palm Mortuary. He worked as a mortuary attendant for 3 months, observing morticians, embalming bodies, and occasionally serving as a pallbearer. He slept on a cot behind the embalming room and later confessed that one evening, while alone, he clambered into a coffin of a teenage male, embracing and caressing the body before experiencing a sense of shock. The experience prompted Gacy to return home. You're right, where you been? You don't want to know.
Let's just put it this way. I had a good time. You experienced a shock.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you just... Yeah, what the fuck? When you think about it,
just sitting there.
Imagine just in his cot. And when I hear cot, I think of a
baby cot, yeah.
Oh, no, it's just a small bed. I laying there went... I'm not very comfortable. He looks comfy. Again, it just became Big Spoon to his dead body.
Yeah.
You mad?
Just caressing his arm. It's just like, hang on a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go home. I've spent too long away.
Shortly thereafter, Gacy enrolled on a Northwestern Business College. Despite having failed to complete high school, he graduated in 1963 and took a management trainee position with the Nunn Bush Shoe Company. In 1964, the company transferred to Springfield, Illinois, to work as a salesman and eventually promoted him to department manager. In March of that year, he became engaged to Marilyn Myers, a co-worker.
Myers.
Yeah. This is all just fitting into place, isn't it?
Yeah.
During their courtship, Gacy joined local chapter of the Jaycees. The same year, he had his second... I don't actually know. Let's find out.
The Jaycees. Is that like a motorbike gang or something?
Let's find out. Go away. The Jaycees. The United States Junior Chamber, also known as Jaycees, is a leadership training service organisation and civic organisation for people between the ages of 18 and 40.
Oh, okay. Oh, not a motorbike gang then.
The same year, he had a second homosexual experience. According to Gacy, a colleague in the Jaycees plied him with drinks and invited him to spend the evening on his sofa. The colleague then performed oral sex on him whilst he was drunk. By 1965, Gacy had risen to the position of vice president of the Springfield Jaycees and was named the third most outstanding Jaycee in Illinois.
Yeah, I bet he fucking
Gacy and Myers married in September 1964. Marilyn's father subsequently purchased 3 KFC restaurants in Waterloo, Iowa.
Oh.
He's living the dream, that Donnie.
Imagine that. If someone go buy KFC restaurant. Oh.
Let alone 3 of them.
Oh, that'd be so good. I'd be dead. I'd be dead. Oh, full of... Oh, that finger-licking goodness. Oh, you bastard.
The couple moved there so Gacy could manage the restaurants, with the understanding that they would move into Marilyn's parents' former home. The offer was lucrative. Gacy would receive $15,000 per year, which is the equivalent of about 152,600 as of 2025.
I just gotta say, right, speaking of KFC and owning it or whatever, we've got a mate who used to work in one in Wisbech, and because I always knew when he was working, right. This is why I'm fat. It's his fault, really. And if I was at the drive-thru and he saw me, I'd get like a 6-piece or something to share. And I looked over at him, he'd like nod at me, and there was one time he like opened the window and just went, whoa. And I must have had like 25 bits in there. They couldn't put the lid on enough.
Oh, what a G.
He is a fucking diamond. But you may have given me high cholesterol.
Gacy opened a club in his basement where his employees could drink alcohol and play pool. Although Gacy employed teenagers of both sexes, he socialised only with the males. Gacy gave many of them alcohol before he made sexual advances. If they rebuffed him, he would claim his advances were jokes or test of morals. Gacy's wife gave birth to a son in February 1966 and a daughter in March 1967. Gacy later described this period of his life as perfect. He had finally earned his father's approval, and when Gacy's parents visited in July 1966, his father privately apologised for the abuse he had inflicted before happily saying, "Son, I was wrong about you," as he shook Gacy's hand.
See, if he left it at that, lovely.
Yeah.
He had to ruin it.
In Waterloo, Gacy joined the local JC's chapter, regularly offering extended hours to the organisation in addition to the 12 and 14-hour days he worked managing the restaurants. Excuse me. At meetings, Gacy often provided fried chicken and insisted on being called Colonel. He and other Waterloo JCs were also deeply involved in drug abuse, pornography, prostitution and wife swapping.
Jesus Christ.
Although Gacy was considered ambitious and a bagger, innit? Just mumbling on a chicken like, let's have a go on your wife, boss.
Yeah. Or like on the other way around, like, do you want to have a
go? Yeah.
Sheila.
That's what they were betting on. It's like, right, I get an hour with your missus if I get 2 wings and a breast.
Mate, I'll be fuming.
Yeah.
Nah.
I want at least a bargain bucket.
Yeah. Nah. Oh, well, that's a bit far. At least a couple of thighs or a leg, you know what I mean? They're the good bits.
Although Gacy was considered ambitious and a braggart, the JCs held him in high regard for his fundraising work. In 1967, he was named Outstanding Vice President of Waterloo JCs and served on the board of directors. In August 1967, Gacy sexually assaulted 15-year-old Donald Voorhees Jr. So we've had Myers and Voorhees.
If there's a Kruger.
The son of Donald Edwin Voorhees.
Oh, I think it was that,
a local politician and fellow JC. Gacy lured Voorhees into his house with the promise of showing him heterosexual stag films. Regularly played at JC events. Gacy plied Voorhees with alcohol and allowing him to watch a stag movie, and then persuaded him to engage in mutual oral sex, adding, "You have to have sex with a man before you start having sex with a woman."
Wait, what?
Those are the rules. God. Over the following months, Gacy abused several other youths, including one whom he had encouraged to have sex with, his own wife, before blackmailing him into performing oral sex on him. Gacy also tricked several teenagers into believing he was commissioned to conduct homosexual experiences for scientific research and paid them up to $50 each.
What? So you say, no, this is good for the will of mankind.
Yeah.
Now suck me up.
Yeah. Here's 50 quid. Suck me, old boy, and I trust you. In a few years, we will cure heart disease.
Jesus. But they fell for it. Look, he's talking sense here.
In March 1968, Voorhees told his father that Gacy had sexually assaulted him. Voorhees Sr. immediately informed the police, who arrested Gacy and charged him with the performing oral sodomy on Voorhees and the attempted assault of 16-year-old Edward Lynch. Gacy vehemently? Gacy denied the charges and demanded to take a polygraph test. The results of the test were indicative of deception. Gacy publicly denied any wrongdoing and insisted the charges were politically motivated. Voorhees Sr. had opposed Gacy's nomination for appointment as president of Iowa Jaycees. Several fellow Jaycees found Gacy's story credible and rallied to his support. However, on May 10th, 1968, Gacy was indicted on the sodomy charge.
What does that mean?
I think he was found guilty.
Oh, right.
On August 30th, Gacy promised one of his employees, 18-year-old Russell Schroeder, $300 if he physically assaulted Voorhees in an effort to discourage the boy from testifying in court. Schroeder lured Voorhees into an isolated park, sprayed mace into his eyes, and then beat him. Voorhees escaped and reported Schroeder's actions to the police. Schroeder was arrested the next day, initially denying involvement. He soon confessed to assaulting Voorhees, indicating that he had done so at Gacy's request. Police arrested Gacy and charged him with hiring Schroeder to assault and intimidate Voorhees. On September 12th, Gacy was ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation at the Psychiatric Hospital of the University of Iowa. 2 doctors concluded he had antisocial personality disorder, the clinical term for sociopathy or psychopathy, was likely to benefit from treatment, and that his behaviour pattern was likely to bring him into repeated conflict with society. The doctors concluded Gacy was mentally competent to stand trial.
For fuck's sake.
On November 7th, 1968, Gacy pleaded guilty to one count of sodomy, in relation to Voorhees, but not guilty to the charges related to other youths. He claimed Voorhees had offered himself to him and that he acted out of curiosity. His story was not believed.
I was going to say, he was a child.
Yeah. Gacy was convicted of sodomy on December 3rd and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment to be served at the Anamosa State Penitentiary. That same day, Gacy's wife petitioned for divorce, requesting she be awarded the couple's home and property, sole custody of their 2 children, and alimony. The court ruled in her favour and the divorce was finalised on September 18th, 1969. Gacy never saw his first wife or children again. During his incarceration, Gacy rapidly acquired a reputation as a model prisoner. Within months of his arrival, he had risen to the position of head cook. He also joined the Inmate Jaycee chapter and increased its membership from 50 to 650 men in less than 18 months.
Jesus Christ.
Gacy secured an increase in the inmates' daily pay in prison's mess hall and supervised several projects to improve conditions for inmates, including the installation of a miniature golf course.
What? You don't know what this prison needs? Mini golf.
Yeah.
It needs a windmill. Needs the dragon. That's what this place needs. I tell them.
It was presented with a Distinguished Service Award for his efforts within Intimate Jaycee chapter in February 1970. In June 1969, Gacy was denied parole to prepare for a second scheduled parole hearing in May 1970. He completed 16 high school courses. He obtained 16 high school courses, obtaining his diploma in November 1969. On Christmas Day 1969, Gacy's father died from cirrhosis. When informed of his father's death, Gacy collapsed on the floor, sobbing. His request for a supervised compassionate leave to attend the funeral was denied. Gacy was granted parole with 12 months probation on June 18th, 1970, having served 18 months of his 10-year sentence. Conditions of his probation included a nightly curfew that Gacy relocated to Chicago to live with his mother. On his release, Gacy told a friend and fellow Jaycee Clarence Lane, who picked him up from the prison and had remained steadfast in his belief of Gacy's innocence, that he would never go back to jail, and that he intended to re-establish himself at Waterloo. However, within 24 hours, Gacy had relocated to Chicago. He arrived by bus there on June 19th and shortly thereafter obtained a job as a short-order cook. On February 12th, 1971, Gacy was charged with sexually assaulting a teenage boy who claimed that he had lured him into his car at Chicago's Greyhound bus terminal and driven him to his home, where he had attempted to force the boy into sex. The court dismissed this complaint when the boy failed to appear. On June 22nd, Gacy was arrested and charged with aggravated sexual battery and reckless conduct in response to a complaint filed by a youth who claimed that Gacy had flashed a sheriff's badge, lured him into his car and forced him to perform oral sex.
Jesus Christ.
These charges were dropped after the complaint attempted to blackmail Gacy. The Iowa Board of Parole did not learn of these incidents. Gacy's parole...
How can they not?
Yeah, exactly.
How can they not? They should... If he's... Because with these charges, he'd have had to have appeared in some sort of court.
Well, yeah.
So the parole should have known. No?
Well, yeah, you'd imagine so.
Well, fuck my old boots.
Well, Gacy's parole ended on October 8th, 1971. Ow. And a month later, records of Gacy's criminal convictions in Iowa were sealed. With financial assistance from his mother, Gacy bought a ranch-style house at 8213 West Summerdale Avenue in unincorporated Norwood Park Township, Illinois, part of the metropolitan Chicago. He lived there until his arrest in December 1978, and according to Gacy, committed all his murders there. Gacy was active in the local community and helpful towards his neighbours. He willingly loaned his construction tools and ploughed snow from the neighbourhood walks free of charge. From 1974 to 1978, he hosted themed annual summer parties. These events were attended by up to 400 people, including politicians and business associates. In 1971, shortly after Gacy and his mother moved into the house, he became engaged to Carol Hoff, whom he had briefly dated in high school. Hoff and her two young daughters from a previous marriage moved into the house soon after. They were married on July 1st, 1972. Gacy's mother moved out of the house shortly before the wedding. By 1965, Gacy had told his... 75, sorry. Gacy had told his wife that he was bisexual. After the couple had sex on Mother's Day that year, he informed her this would be the last time they would do so. So he's just giving her a good scene too. It's like, right, that's the last time we're doing that. By the way, I'm bi.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, love.
Yeah. Might as well have just said, sex is shit.
You're that bad that I now fancy men.
Jesus Christ.
He began spending most evenings away from home, only to return in the early morning, with the excuse he had been working late or conducting business meetings. Carol observed Gacy bringing teenage boys into his garage in the early hours. He also found gay pornography and men's wallets and identification inside the house. When she confronted Gacy about these items, he informed her angrily that it was none of her business.
Mm-hmm.
In 1975, after a heated argument, Carol asked Gacy for a divorce. He agreed, although by mutual consent, she continued to live at the house until February 1976. On March 2nd, the Gacy's divorce decreed on the false grounds of Gacy's infidelity with women was finalised. In 1971, Gacy established a part-time construction business. Gacy worked evenings on his construction contracts whilst working as a cook during the day. Initially, he undertook minor repair work, but later expanded to include projects such as interior design, remodeling and landscaping. In mid-1973, Gacy quit his job as a cook so he could commit fully to his construction business. By 1975, PDM was expanding rapidly and Gacy had been working up to 16 hours per day. In March 1977, he became a supervisor for PE Systems, a firm specialising in the remodeling of drugstores. Between PE Systems and PDM, Gacy worked up to 4 projects simultaneously and frequently travelled to other states. By 1978, PDM's annual revenue was over $200,000.
Wait.
So the geezer's smart. Do you know what I mean?
He's a bit of an entrepreneur. He's got a good work ethic.
Yeah, just a shame on his personal life. He's a bit mental.
A bit? We're a bit mental.
Yeah, this guy is tapped.
Yeah. Fucked.
Through his membership in a local moose club, like mooses.
What do they just all stand there and just go, oh. Just have a drink and then walk in the back and go, oh. That was a good one. That was a good one, John. Yeah, do it again. Oh. He's a moose. Jesus Christ.
Gacy became aware of a Jolly Joker clown club, whose members regularly performed at fundraising events and parades in addition to voluntarily entertaining hospitalised children. Mate, if I was a hospitalised children and a clown come in, that'd be a life support machine unplugged. Fuck that.
Yeah, Madeleine, pull the plug. Yeah. You're only in it for a broken arm.
Pull the fucking plug.
Pull the plug. I've had enough of this.
In late 1975, Gacy joined the clown club and created his own characters, Pogo the Clown and Patches the Clown.
I think I've spoken about it before, right? Because I used to be really scared of clowns. And I think we was at Disneyland Paris, I want to say. And I was only little, like 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah.
Not even now. I can't remember. It was a long while ago. And when we was there, they had a thing with clowns. And I hid under the table because I was scared.
Do not blame you.
Apparently, so my nan was telling me, as they were going round, they saw me go under the table, and the clown went under the table with me.
Nah.
And for people who know my nan...
oh, mate, I'd have loved to have seen that.
She went mental.
Yeah, too right.
And pretty much dragged him out, calling him all the bastards under the sun.
Go on.
And, you know...
That's a hero right there.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, I mean, to be fair, she's still there like that now, but bless her heart, she is getting on now. Like, my nan in her heyday...
I mean, I wouldn't want to start on her now.
No.
Imagine in her heyday.
Yeah, she was scary.
Yeah.
But she, you know, she's lovely.
She's fucking diamond.
I love my nan to bits. Like, she's been my mum to me more than anything. But
absolute legend.
Yeah. She pretty much dragged them out. So yeah, if you're scared of clowns, don't try and hide from them because they come and get you.
Yeah. Or just have Ed's nan there and she'll sort them out.
Yeah. Nan's the clown killer. Because she always used to say about, like, I don't know, like, granny bashing and shit like that. And then, but I'm like, Nan, you're like clown basher.
Yeah.
You know, like, if there's a clown, just send my Nan. You know?
Fucking, yes. Yes, that's a superhero I could get behind.
With a flamethrower. My Nan's got a weird obsession with flamethrowers.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. But no, he created his own characters, Pogo and Patches. Devising his own makeup and costumes, he described Pogo as a happy clown, whereas Patches was a more serious character.
Why would you have that at kids' parties?
Why would you have clowns on the get-go?
Oh, yeah.
Gacy seldom earned money for his performances and later said that acting as a clown allowed him to regress into childhood. He performed as both Pogo and Patches at numerous local parties, political functions, charitable events, and children's hospitals. Gacy's voluntary public service as a clown throughout the years of his murders led to him being known, as you said earlier, as the Killer Clown. Much of PDM's workforce consisted of high school students and young men. Gacy would often proposition his workers for sex or insist on sexual favours in return for lending his vehicles, financial assistance or promotions.
Jesus Christ.
Gacy also claimed to own guns, once telling an employee, "Do you know how easy it would be to get one of my guns and kill you, and how easy it would be to get rid of the body?" If that's not a sign...
Yeah. He's pretty much just said, I'm a mad bastard. I could kill you right now and not think twice about it. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. In 1973, Gacy and a teenage employee travelled to Florida to view a property Gacy had purchased. While there, Gacy raped the employee in the hotel room. After returning to Chicago, the employee drove to Gacy's house and beat him in his front yard. Gacy told his wife he had been attacked for refusing to pay him for poor quality painting work. In May 1975, Gacy hired 15-year-old Anthony Antonucci. 2 months later, he went to Antonucci's home, knowing the youth had an injured foot. The two drank a bottle of wine and then watched a heterosexual stag film before Gacy wrestled Antonucci to the floor and cuffed his hands behind his back. One cuff was loose and Antonucci freed his arm while Gacy was out of the room. When Gacy returned, Antonucci, a high school wrestler, grappled with him, obtained the key, and cuffed Gacy's hands behind his back. Gacy threatened Antonucci, then calmed down and promised to leave if he was freed. Antonucci agreed and Gacy left. Antonucci continued working for the PDM for 9 months after this incident, and Gacy made no further attempts to assault him.
Fair play.
No shit, I'll be the same as this guy tried to do that to me and I battered the shit out of him. Yeah. And damn right he's going to continue paying me.
Yeah. Yeah, but he let him go. This man tried to assault him.
Thing is, I could just picture Gacy coming back to the room and matey boys just got him in an armbar. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like, tap, you prick!
Come on, Pogo! Where's your face paint now, prick?
On July 26th, 1976, Gacy picked up 18-year-old hitchhiker David Cram and offered him a job with PDM. It began work the same evening. On August 21st, Cram moved into Gacy's house. The next day, Cram and Gacy had several drinks to celebrate his 19th birthday, with Gacy dressed as Pogo. Gacy conned Cram into donning handcuffs, his wrists cuffed at the front of his body rather than behind.
No, hang on a fucking minute. Back up. They celebrated this lad's 19th birthday, and John's just gone, wait a minute, I'm just going to get dressed. And comes back out as a fucking clown. I'd have sat there and just gone,
nah. Just got up and gone. Like, I'm good, mate.
I'll just be there and just like, John, what are you doing? I'm 19 years old. Like, I don't need a clown.
Yeah.
What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Like,
especially he's probably doing like the character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, little boy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
you want a balloon animal?
It's like, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, no. In 2 years, I'm legally allowed to drink. Like, no. Like, just fuck off. I thought we was just having a good time. Now you've had to fucking bring a clown into it. Like, what are you doing, John? Calm down, mate. Have a day off, will we?
He convinced Cram to don in handcuffs, his wrists cuffed in front of his body rather than behind.
Oh, fuck. What?
He swung Cram around while holding the chain linking the cuffs, and then said he intended to rape him. Cram kicked Gacy in the face and freed himself.
Casey's not very good
no.
at this.
How did he kill so many?
Yeah, I know, because Bod's had it.
He's fucking useless. A month later, Gacy appeared at Cram's bedroom door intending to rape him, saying, Dave, you really don't know who I am. Maybe it would be good if you gave me what I want.
Oh my God. What?
Cram resisted, strangling Gacy, who left the bedroom stating, you ain't no fun.
We
shouldn't laugh at this shit, but you can just picture it. It's like, you seen that meme with the tweenies with that Milo. It's like, I don't care, and it's not fair. That's him.
Yeah.
It's stomping back in his room. Cram moved out on October 5th and left PDM. Shortly afterwards, another employee, 18-year-old Michael Rossi, moved in. Rossi had worked for PDM since May 23rd, 1976. He lived with Gacy until April 1977. Rossi sometimes assisted Gacy in clowning at grand openings of businesses. Gacy as Pogo and Rossi as Patches. Gacy entered local Democratic Party politics, initially offering use of his employees to clean party headquarters at no charge. He was rewarded with an invitation to serve on Norwood Park Township Street Lighting Committee, subsequently earning the title of Precinct Captain. In 1975, Gacy was appointed director of Chicago's annual Polish Constitution Day Parade. Through his work with the parade, which he would supervise until 1978, Gacy met and was photographed with First Lady Rosalind Carter wearing an S-pin, indicating a person given special clearance. The event later became an embarrassment to the United States Secret Service.
Wow.
Well, no fucking shit.
Well, they got their background check. He likes little boys.
Been charged with it.
Yeah.
Nah, we'll invite him in.
Yeah, he's all right. She's a woman, isn't she? So
Yeah.
he ain't gonna do no to her. He'll be all right. He's a clown. What can they do?
Gacy murdered at least 33 young men and boys, 26 of whom he buried in his crawl space in his house. 26 of which he buried in his crawl space of his house. His victims included people he knew and random individuals lured from Chicago's Greyhound bus station or off the streets with the promise of a job with PDM, an offer of a drink and or drugs, or money for sex. Some victims were grabbed by force, others were conned into believing Gacy, who often carried a sheriff's badge and had red spotlights on his back, was a policeman. Gacy usually lured a lone victim to his house, although on more than one occasion Gacy had what he called doubles, 2 killed in the same evening.
Jesus Christ.
Inside Gacy's home, his usual modus operandi was to supply a youth with drink, drugs, or general gain of his trust. He would then produce a pair of handcuffs to show a magic trick, sometimes as part of a clown routine. He typically cuffed his own hands behind his back, and then released himself with a hidden key. He then offered to show his intended victim the trick. With his victim restrained, Gacy proceeded with the rape and torture. He frequently began by sitting on or straddling his victim's chest before forcing the victim to fillet him. Gacy then inflicted acts of torture, including burning with cigars, making his captive imitate a horse as he sat on their back, and pulled makeshift reins around their necks, and violation with foreign objects such as dildos and prescription bottles after he had sodomized his captive. Gacy frequently manacled his victims' ankles, monocled his victims' ankles to a 2x4 with handcuffs attached at each end, an act inspired by the Houston mass murders. Never heard of that.
No. It's a future episode.
Yeah. He also tortured many victims throughout their abuse and was known to have partly drowned several in the bathtub before repeatedly reviving them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Gacy typically murdered his victims by placing a rope tourniquet around their neck and progressively tightening it with a hammer handle. He referred to this as the rope trick, frequently informing his victim, "This is the last trick." Occasionally, the victim convulsed for an hour or two before dying, although several victims died of asphyxiation from cloth gags stuffed deep in their throats. Except for his 2 final victims, all were murdered between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Gacy usually stored the victims' corpses under his bed for up to 24 hours before burying them in the crawl space, where he periodically poured quicklime to hasten decomposition. Some were taken to his garage and embalmed prior to burial. Now, although some of his victims were never identified, the names of who are Timothy McCoy, John Butkovich, Darrell Sampson, Randall Reffett, Samuel Stapleton, Michael Bonin, William Carroll, James Hackerson, Rick Johnston, Kenneth Parker, Michael Marino, William Bundy, Francis Alexander, Gregor Godsvik, John Seitch, John Prestige, Matthew Bowman, Robert Gilroy, John Mowry, Russell Nelson, Robert Winch, Tommy Boylan, David Sama, Timothy O'Rourke, James Mazzara, William Kindred, and Robert Peist.
Fucking hell.
Now, some of his victims actually managed to survive.
Yeah.
On December 30th, Gacy abducted 19-year-old college student Robert Donnelly from a Chicago bus stop at gunpoint. Gacy drove him to his home, where he raped, tortured, and repeatedly drowned Donnelly to unconsciousness in the bathtub as he made statements such as, "Aren't we playing fun games tonight?" Donnelly later testified in trial that he was in such pain that he asked Gacy to kill him. Gacy replied, "I'm getting round to it."
God, fucking hell. That is so sadistic.
Yeah. They're begging for death, and you're like, yeah, in a minute.
Yeah, when I'm ready.
Yeah.
He's playing God.
Scumbag.
Oh, my fucking God.
After several hours, Gacy drove Donnelly to his workplace and released him, warning him that if he complained to the police, they would not believe him. Donnelly reported the assault, and police questioned Gacy on January 6, 1978. Gacy admitted to having had a slave sex relationship with Donnelly, but insisted everything was consensual, adding that he did not pay the kid the money he had promised him, and the police believed him and filed no charges. So at this point, like you said, he is playing God. He's thinking he's getting away with it. Why would I stop?
And because of his, like, how he was getting well up with the politicians.
Yeah, and everything.
Like
he did feel untouchable.
Yeah.
It's very similar. I know he didn't murder anyone, but it's very similar to, like, the UK with Savile.
Yeah.
How he got away with it for so long.
Yeah.
When victim Robert Piest failed to return home, his family filed a missing person report with the Des Plaines police. Torf named Gacy as the contractor Piest had most likely left the store to talk to. Lieutenant Joseph Kozenczak, Konchak, who attended Maine West High School, like Piest, chose to investigate Gacy further. A check of Gacy's criminal background revealed that he had an outstanding battery charge in Chicago and had been imprisoned in Iowa for the sodomy of a 15-year-old boy. Konchak and two Des Plaines police officers visited Gacy at his home the following evening. Gacy indicated that he had asked one of the youths working on the pharmacy, whom he believed to be Piest, whether there were any remodeling materials behind in store. He was adamant, however, that he had not offered Piest a job and had only returned to the pharmacy shortly after 8 o'clock, as he left his appointment book. Gacy promised to come to the station later that evening and make a statement indicating that he was unable to do so at that moment, as his uncle had just died. When questioned as to how soon he could come to the police station, he responded, "You guys are very rude. Don't you have any respect for the dead?" At 3:20 a.m, Gacy arrived at the police station covered in mud, claiming he had been involved in a car accident. On returning to the police station later that day, Gacy denied any involvement in Piest's disappearance and reported that he had not offered him a job. Repeated, sorry.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm having a mare.
That's alright, boss. I'm here with you.
Gacy reiterated that he had returned to the pharmacy in response to a phone call from Torf informing him he had left his appointment book at the store. Detectives had already spoken with Torf, who denied calling Gacy. At the request of detectives, Gacy prepared a written statement detailing his movements on December 11th. Suspecting Gacy might be holding Piest at his home, Des Plaines police obtained a search warrant on December 13th. This search revealed several suspicious items, including several police badges, a starting pistol, a syringe, and a hypodermic needle, handcuffs, books about homosexuality and pederasty. I don't know. Pornographic and stag films, capsules of amyl nitrate, a dildo, and 2x4. A 2x4 with holes drilled into each end. Bottles of Valium and atropine. Several driver's license, a blue hooded parka, and underwear too small to fit for Gacy. They also found a class ring engraved with the initials JAS and a Nissan pharmacy photo receipt in the trash can alongside a 36-inch section of nylon rope.
Weren't that enough?
Yeah.
Weren't that enough?
The Des Plaines police confiscated Gacy's Oldsmobile and other PDM work vehicles. Surveillance teams consisting of officers Mike Albright and David Hackmeister and Ronald Robinson and Robert Schultz monitored Gacy as the investigation continued. The following day, investigators received a phone call from Michael Rossi, who informed the investigators of Gregor Godchik's disappearance and the fact that another PDM employee, Charles Hatula, had been found drowned in an Illinois river earlier that year. On December 15th, Des Plaines investigators obtained further details of Gacy's battery charge, learning Jeffrey Rignall had reported that Gacy had lured him into a car and chloroformed, raped, tortured him before dumping him in Lincoln Park. In an interview with Gacy's former wife the same day, they learned the disappearance of John Buckfitch. The same day, the class ring was traced to a John Allen Seitch. An interview with Seitch's mother revealed that several items from her son's apartment were also missing, including a Motorola television. Wait, Motorola did TVs?
Yeah.
Never knew that. By December 16th, Gacy was becoming affable with the surveillance detectives, regularly inviting them to join him for meals in restaurants and occasionally for drinks in bars or at his home. He repeatedly denied involvement with Pice's disappearance and accused the police officers of harassing him because of his political connections or his recreational drug use. Knowing these officers were unlikely to arrest him on anything trivial, he openly taunted them by flouting traffic laws and succeeded in losing his pursuers more than once. That afternoon, Cram contested to a police interview in which he revealed that because of his poor timekeeping, Gacy had once given him a watch which claimed to have obtained from a dead person. Investigators conducted by a formal interview of Rossi on December 17th, he informed them that Gacy had sold him Seitch's vehicle, explaining that he had bought the car from Seitch because he needed money to move to California. A further explanation of Gacy's Oldsmobile revealed a small cluster of fibres in the trunk, suspected to be human hair. That evening, 3 trained search dogs were used to determine whether Pice had been present in any of Gacy's vehicles. One laid on the passenger seat and in the seat of Gacy's Oldsmobile, in what the dog's handler informed investigators was a death reaction, indicating Pice's body had been present. That evening, Gacy invited detectives Albrecht and Hackmeister to a restaurant for a meal. Early on December 18th, he invited them into another restaurant where over breakfast he discussed his business, his marriages and his clowning. During the conversation, Gacy remarked, "You know, clowns can get away with murder." By December 18th, Gacy was beginning to display signs of strain from the constant surveillance. He was unshaven, looking tired and anxious, and was drinking heavily. That afternoon, he drove to his lawyer's office to prepare a $750,000 civil suit against the Des Plaines police, demanding that they cease their surveillance. The same day, the Nielsen Pharmacy photo receipt found in Gacy's kitchen was traced to a 17-year-old Kimberly Byers, a colleague of Pice at the Nielsen Pharmacy. Byers stated that she borrowed Pice's Parker earlier in the evening and had placed the receipt in the pocket just before she returned the coat to Pice as he left the store. The same evening, Rossi was interviewed a second time. This time, he was more cooperative. He informed detectives that in the summer of 1977, at Gacy's behest, he had spread 10 bags of lime in the crawl space of Gacy's house. On December 19th, investigators began compiling evidence for a second search warrant for Gacy's house. The same day, Gacy's lawyers filed the civil suit against the Des Plaines police. The hearing for the suit was scheduled on December 22nd. That afternoon, Gacy invited the surveillance detectives inside his house again. As Robinson distracted Gacy with a conversation, Schultz walked into Gacy's bedroom in an unsuccessful attempt to write down the serial number of the Motorola television they suspected of belonging to Seitch. While flushing Gacy's toilet, the officer noticed a rancid smell he suspected could be that of rotten corpses. emanating from a heating duct. The officers who had searched Gacy's house had previously failed to notice, as the house had been cold. Investigators interviewed both Cram and Rossi on December 20th, when questioned as to where he believed Gacy had concealed Pice's body. Rossi replied Gacy may have placed the body in the crawl space. Rossi agreed to submit a polygraph test. He denied any involvement in Pice's disappearance or any knowledge of his whereabouts. As soon as he refused to continue the questioning and Rossi's erratic and inconsistent responses, while attached to the polygraph machine, rendered Kozenczak, unable to render a definitive opinion. As to his truthfulness, Rossi did, however, further discuss the trench digging he did in the crawl space and remarked on Gacy's insistence that he not deviate from where he was instructed to dig. Cram informed investigators of Gacy's attempt to rape him in 1976. He stated that he and Gacy had returned to his home after the December 13th search. Gacy had turned pale after seeing a clod of mud on his carpet and had immediately entered the crawl space to look for evidence of digging. When asked whether he had been in the crawl space, Cram replied he had once been asked by Gacy to spread lime down there and had also dug trenches, which Gacy explains were drainage pipes. Cram said these trenches were 2 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 2 feet deep, the size of graves.
Well, they're very shallow graves.
Yeah. On the evening of December 20th, Gacy drove to his lawyer's office in Park Ridge and attended a scheduled meeting. I'm having a mare. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm having a stroke. Ostensibly to discuss the progress of his civil suit. Gacy appeared anxious and dishevelled and immediately asked for an alcoholic drink. Sam Amarant fetched a bottle of Seagram's whiskey, and Gacy immediately drank 2 cupfuls. Amaranti, by this stage, dubious of Gacy's claim of innocence, then asked what he had discussed, with him, placing a copy of the Daily Herald on his desk and stating, "You have said something, now tell me. Something important." Gacy picked up the newspaper, pointed to the front page article covering the disappearance of Pice and said, "This boy is dead. He's dead. He's in a river." Gacy then proceeded to give a rambling confession that ran into the early hours of the following morning. He began by stating he had been the judge, jury, and executioner of many, many people, and that he now wanted to be the same for himself. He stated that he had murdered at least 30 victims, most of whom had been buried under the crawl space, and he had disposed of 5 other bodies in the Des Plaines River. Gacy dismissed his victims as male prostitutes, hustlers, and liars, adding that he sometimes awoke to find dead, strangled kids with their hands cuffed behind their back. He had buried their bodies in the crawl space as he believed they were his property. As a result of the alcohol he consumed, Gacy fell asleep midway through the confession. Amarant immediately arranged a psychiatric appointment for Gacy that morning. On awakening several hours later, Gacy shook his head when informed by Amarant that he confessed to killing approximately 30 people, saying, "Well, I can't think about this right now. I've got things to do." Ignoring his lawyer's advice regarding his scheduled appointment, Gacy left to attend to his business. Gacy later recollected his memories of his final day of freedom as being hazy, adding that he knew his arrest was inevitable and that he intended to visit his friends and say his farewells. After leaving his lawyer's office, Gacy drove to a gas station where he handed a small bag of cannabis to the attendant, who immediately handed the bag to the surveillance officers, adding that Gacy told him, "The end is coming for me. These guys are going to kill me." Gacy then drove to a home of fellow contractor and friend Ronald Rode. Gacy hugged Rode before bursting into tears, saying, "I've been a bad boy. I killed 30 people, give or take." Gacy left Rode and drove to Cram's home to meet with Cram and Rossi. The surveillance officers noted that he was holding a rosary to his chin. praying while he drove along the expressway. After talking to Cram and Rossi, Gacy had Cram drive him to a scheduled legal meeting. Cram informed the surveillance officers that Gacy had told him and Rossi that he confessed to over 30 murders with his lawyer the previous evening. Gacy then had Cram drive him to Mayhill Cemetery where his father was buried. As Gacy drove to the various locations that morning, police outlined a formal draft of their second search warrant, specifically to search for Pike's body in the crawl space. On hearing from the surveillance detectives that in light of his erratic behaviour, Gacy might be about to commit suicide, police decided to arrest him on a charge of possession and distribution of cannabis in order to hold him in custody as the formal request for the second search warrant was presented. At 4:30 p.m. on December 21st, the eve of the hearing of Gacy's civil suit, a second search warrant was granted. After police informed Gacy of their intentions to search under the crawl space for the body of Pike, fuck's sake.
Fucking hell. I've been a bad boy.
Yeah.
Fucking twat. You just fucking...
Where the fuck is it? So sorry, I slipped my finger and now I've lost completely where I was at. Here we are. Specifically to search for Pike's body in the crawl space. On hearing from the surveillance detectives that in light of his erratic behaviour, Gacy might be about to commit suicide, police decided to arrest him. I've just read that bit. On December 21st, the eve of the hearing of Gacy's civil suit, a second search warrant was granted. After the police was informed of their intentions to search his crawl space for the body of Pike, Gacy denied the teenager was buried there, but confessed to having killed in self-defense a young man whose body was buried under the garage. Armed with the signed search warrant, police and evidence technicians drove to Gacy's house. They found Gacy had unplugged his sump pump, flooding the crawl space with water. Then they replaced the plug and waited for the water to drain. Evidence technician David Gacy then entered the 28 by 38 foot crawl space, crawled under the southwest area and began digging. Within minutes he uncovered putrefied flesh and a human arm bone. Gentry shouted to the investigators that they could charge Gacy with murder, adding, "I think this place is full of kids." A police photographer uncovered a patella in the northern east corner. The two then began digging the southeast corner, uncovering two lower leg bones. The victims were too decomposed to be piced. As the body in the northwest corner was unearthed, a crime scene technician discovered a skull of a second victim alongside this body. Later excavations of the feet of his second victim revealed a further skull beneath the body. Beneath this, technicians returned to the trench where the first body was unearthed, discovering the rib cage of a fourth victim, confirming the scale of the murders. After being reported he had found human remains in his crawl space, after being informed that the police had found human remains in his crawl space and that he would now face murder charges, Gacy told the officers he wanted to clear the air. In the early morning hours of December 22nd, in the presence of his lawyers, Gacy provided a formal statement to which he confessed to murdering approximately 30 young males, all of whom he claimed had entered his house willingly. Some victims were referred to by name, but Gacy claimed not to know or remember most of the names. He claimed all were teenage male runaways or male prostitutes, the majority of whom had been buried under his crawl space. Gacy claimed to have dug only five of the graves in his location and had his employees dig the remaining trenches so that he had the graves available. When shown a driver's license issued to a Robert Hatson, which had been found at his property, Gacy claimed not to know this individual, but admitted that the license had been in the possession of one of his victims. He also confessed to having planned to further conceal the bodies beneath his property by covering the entire crawl space with concrete in January 1979. When questioned specifically about Pike, Gacy confessed to luring him to his house and strangling him on December 11th. He also admitted to having slept alongside Pike's body that evening before disposing of the corpse in the Des Plaines River in the early hours of December 13th. on his way to the police station. He had been in a minor traffic accident. After disposing of Peist, his vehicle had slidden off an ice-covered road and had been towed free. Accompanied by police, his lawyers, and his older sister, Gacy was driven to the I-35 bridge on December 23rd to pinpoint the precise spot where he confessed to having thrown the body of Robert Peist and 4 other victims into the river. Gacy was taken to the house and instructed to mark his garage floor with orange spray to show where he had buried individuals that he had supposedly killed in self-defense, whom he named as John Butkovich. To assist officers in the search, Gacy drew a rough diagram of his basement to indicate where the bodies were buried. 26 bodies were unearthed from Gacy's crawl space, and over the next week, 3 others were also unearthed elsewhere on his property. As the flooring and the walls of the property were dismantled, additional evidence, including identification cards and further deviant sex books, were also discovered. Gacy was brought to trial on February 6, 1980, charged with 33 murders. He was tried in Cook County, Illinois, before Judge Louis Garapo. The jury was selected from Rockford because of the extensive press coverage in Cook County. After being sentenced, Gacy was transferred to the Menard Correctional Center, where he remained on death row for 14 years, repeatedly proclaiming, often via conflicting claims, his alleged innocence. On May 10th, 1994, Gacy was finally executed by lethal injection. His final spoken words were, "Kiss my ass." Yeah. His brain was removed and it is in the possession of Helen Morrison, a witness for the defense at Gacy's trial, who had interviewed Gacy and other several serial killers in an attempt to isolate common personality traits and violent sociopaths.
Oh, right, so she studies them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's a
just,
a weird take.
Just some guy in the trial was like, "Do you want his brain?"
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, mate. Nice one.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just keep that in my cupboard.
Yeah, store it in a nice little jar.
Yeah. Fucking hell. 33.
Yeah. Apologies that dragged on a bit near the end, but my eyes, when I was reading it, was like, it was all blurring into one.
Yeah,
I was like, no.
I know what you mean. I've got to get up his final meal, because it was something to behold.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But yeah, 33 men. It's just like, but near the end, he's just like, yeah, all right, I did it.
Yeah. Oh, so if I get a fucking signal. But, Right. His final meal consisted of a dozen fried shrimp.
Right.
A bucket of KFC fried chicken.
Right.
French fries and a pound of strawberries.
Jesus wept.
He also requested a Diet Coke, but it was denied.
I'm watching me figure.
Yeah. But no, it's like say it's just so it's the picture of him in that as Pogo. Mm-hmm. It's so infamous.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we see it all the time on a lot of these. Like, the evidence was
it was stacked against him.
Yeah. And he got away with it for so long.
It's like, no wonder he started taunting and all that shit and gloating and feeling untouchable.
Well, yeah, but you've said before, like, a common trait with serial killers is that that goading.
Yeah,
like they want to
get caught because they want that acknowledgement of what they've done.
Yeah, like a lot of the time, like when bodies have been found, when it's usually like a crowd, one of them is usually the killer.
Yeah.
You see,
they want to see their first hand what they've done.
Yeah.
The thing is with this one that baffles me is like when we covered like Joseph Callinger and that, you could see, not justifying it, but you could see why he fell into the serial killer vibe because of how abused he was.
He was, yeah.
But the fact that he was John Wayne Gacy was abused, but he made it up with his father, and they cleared the air, and then out of nowhere, it just something
just snapped,
flipped in his mind, and he just started killing.
Mm.
But there was no.
I think as well because of he was already known for sodomy and stuff like that. Like it's that
it was
thrill.
That next step up.
It was that thrill, weren't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you abuse like it's like at the start, like it was because they were underage,
rape and torture,
and then it was rape,
like that,
then it was torture, and it's like it's just trying to
fill that void. It's like because obviously that would get boring for him. In his mind, it'd get boring. Just like, what's the next step up? Killing.
Yeah, and it was the same with Ted Bundy. He was the same, weren't he? But like, it just kept getting more and more and more sadistic, more cruel, and then to the end point of he just got that pleasure.
Yeah.
Of finally ending their life, like that thing of I'll get there.
Yeah.
Like,
that is the fear in that lad's mind.
Oh, you can't imagine it.
It's like, just kill me. I've had enough. I'll get there. He's thinking, because obviously he's basically just admitted to you he's going to kill you, but at the same time there's more coming.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he didn't even kill him. No. That guy. He let him go.
But it then threatened him, saying, like, if you go to the police, they're not going to believe you.
Which they didn't at the start.
No, but then, because they'd have had to have, like, gone to Gacy at some point as well. He's like, so he has told him. Yeah. You're next.
Yeah. And the fact that he was fucking having meals with, like, the investigators and all that.
Well, I don't think all of them, they agreed.
No. Do you know what I mean?
But I think as it was getting, like, actually... We'll see if we can get him to loosen up. Yeah. Get him to loosen up. Which then is a fine line to entrapment.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
So, they had to play a very fine line with it, I guess. But still, like you say, like, the whole thing, it's just so interesting. Like, what made him
do it?
Get to that point.
Yeah. You don't just wake up one day and say, I fancy killing someone.
Yeah. Because like, the thing with his father, like, you'd have thought, like, with... like how he was abused by his father and everything like that. Like you say, you kind of understand, but he cleared the head, and when his father died, he was inconsolable.
Yeah.
So you'd have thought, like, he's you know what I mean? Like, it ain't that bad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's not even like an inkling of like it was instilled in him because he was torturous and that's why he tortured young lads. It literally just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what that Helen woman has found out. See if she's found anything about his mind and things like that.
It's like, because I know we've already done Jeffrey Dahmer and that. Yeah, we have. And are we?
No, I don't think we have.
Have we done Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, I don't think we have.
Oh my God.
Because I think the reason I haven't is because of the Netflix documentary. There's not really much I can cover because it's already been covered on that.
But it's because they said it was an operation he had.
Yeah.
What made him go the other way. Yeah. And his dad got him into taxidermy.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, which then...
Well, it's the same. I mentioned it again countless times, but it's the same with like Chris Benoit, that Aaron Hernandez, where they had CTE brain injuries, and that's what caused them to kill.
Yeah. So there is something. It's like, I don't think because a lot of people say like you're born a killer.
I don't think anyone's born a killer.
I don't think so.
I think everyone's born with the ability to kill. Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But to actually act on it, something traumatic has to have happened in 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and as well as it's a hard, and I think, well, not with like serial killers, but like some people who do kill, it's like a lot of the time it's like they've got nothing to lose. Yeah, they've lost everything, or something like that. Or they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, or a lot of killers, not necessarily serial killers, but a lot of killers, it's 9 times out of 10 by mistake. See it countless times where like you get into like a fight outside a pub, and they fall over and crack their head.
Yeah,
and that bloke's dead. Literally. I don't know if I can mention it on here, so I've got to try and be careful how I word it. There's a lad, I'll talk to you about it afterwards properly, who from our area, who's currently in prison, and he's now gotten his sentence heightened because he punched someone and killed him. And we know who it is. I'll say it afterwards, not on here, but we know who it is.
Oh, I know him.
Yep.
Oh, right. Fucking hell. But no,
not know him as in like mate know him, but you know of him.
Oh, right. But yes, but it that has happened quite a lot. And I remember it was one, I think it was down south or somewhere, and that happened. The parents of the victim held no grudge.
Yeah.
Against the killer. Because the killer, he, like you say, it was a bar fight or whatever. It happened.
Yeah.
You know.
They'd be angry and upset at the time, but 9 times out of 10 you see it, like you said, a few years down the line and they're comfortable with each other.
Yeah. But yeah, it happened. Things happen. Like, don't agree.
Accident.
Yeah, freak accident. They had a fight. He's hit him. sometimes
unfortunately he's cracked his head or
he's
whatever.
Cracked his head, or
the punch is just too strong, or something like them.
And it has killed him. But like, because you don't all. Like, I mean, when I'm not talking as a fighter, I'm not a fighting man. I mean, if I have to.
Yeah.
But I'll
never go out looking for one. No. I'll try and it will only be a last resort.
Yeah, 100%. But like, if I ever got into that conflict, I never thought like I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna have a fight.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm gonna have a roll around. But so like I said, the parents of the victim hold no. They said it was just like you say, it was a freak accident. Yeah. You didn't go out there to kill him.
And I feel that is a lot of the reason why so many people are into true crime, and that is because of the situation of what's going on in their mind that caused it.
Yeah,
it's not the killings themselves that people are interested in.
But like we always say, the shame of it is it's always the killer that's glorified,
and not the victims.
But like you say, 33, and not all of them are known.
Exactly.
You know, these 33 men, like it takes a long while to like say, the killers of da. Yeah. Whereas you say that John Wayne Gacy, or Ted Bundy,
and you just instantly know. But Ted Bundy's another one, where it's like they reckon he done hundreds more than what he's actually was charged with.
Yeah, because that's all they found,
and they don't know where they are. Ian Brady, that young lad. Yeah. They don't know where he's buried, and sadly, they're never going to find him now.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That's the sad reality. But like you said, no one really talks about that.
No.
Because you hear the name and you instantly just think,
oh yeah, that bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong, they're glorified in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
But then I remember when me and Courtney watched the Dharma thing, and they might have fucked up with it on Netflix, because it got to the point she felt sorry for him.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And it's like, how can you
feel bad for what he's done?
Yeah, I feel sorry for the victim.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, I don't, don't go hating on my wife, because I've heard a lot of people say they portrayed him as sympathetic. Yeah. But which in some ways, it's like he got made into this animal, into this monster. Mm-hmm. So that
but
is
still
don't
justify what he's done.
Of him going around killing people.
Exactly.
You know, and but with Gacy, it's like I don't think there's any
remorse or sympathy, anything.
No, his last words were "kiss my ass." That is just a true fuck you to the victims.
Yeah,
and that is just good riddance.
Yeah,
good riddance to you. But fucking hell.
I think I'm about done. It's one of the longest ones we've done in a
long while.
Yeah. So if you're still sticking with us, fair play.
Yeah, fucking good on you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But you sometimes it's bad. You just can't beat a good
old true crime.
Yeah.
But no, Ed, what are we doing next week?
Honestly, I
it'll be a surprise.
No. We'll do like what we done last time. Right. What are you feeling, Josh? What would you like to hear? Would you like to hear about a cryptid or a mythological creature, or I don't know?
When was the last time we done a proper cryptid?
I can soon tell you.
It's been a while, I feel.
Well, yeah, because the last two I've done the La Llorona and the Manticore. So that has been a while. Oh no. Right. Oh, come on, you dick. Fuck. Here we go. Oh, no, which way am I going? Yeah, that's fine. Right, La Llorona, Manticore. I done Lizard Man, which is kind of a cryptid, and Goat Man. Creepy pastas. Oh, I have, like, jumbled it up a little bit.
Yeah, so I feel like we need we've come back to the serial killers. I feel like we need a good old cryptid.
You need a cryptid, right? Okay. Which I'll always go to this book. It's called Freaky Folklore. We're not
sponsored.
We're not sponsored. I'd love to be, because I love listening to this podcast. As Darkness Prevails, and it's a really good book actually. I ain't properly read it, but fuck it. Right. We've done that. Have we done that?
No, I don't think we have.
I don't know how much I could do on that, to be fair. Alright, that's a maybe. Alright. Well, I ain't telling you just yet. I've done that. Oh, I don't know what these are. We've done Yowie.
Yeah.
Right, so from this, I think we'll do that.
Yeah, decent.
Right.
So, Ed, what are we doing next week?
Well, next week we're going to talk about the Jersey Devil. And which I'm sure we haven't done. Let me just...
I'm almost certain we haven't.
Let's just have a little look back.
Almost certain.
Yeah. That's the thing. We have done... When you think about it, we have done a lot of episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And... right. Well, I've gone back to the... No, we haven't.
Nah.
Yeah. So next week we're going to talk about the Jersey Devil.
And
the Jersey Devil is a cryptid, but it's not as well. It's more like supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Because briefly, like the story of it was Mother Leeds already had 12 kids.
Right.
And when she got pregnant with a 13th, she screamed out, "This is going to be the child of Satan, child of the devil."
Oh.
And she gave birth to, at first was a normal baby, then it morphed into the Jersey Devil and fucked off out the window.
Oh.
And it is, and it has been seen by Napoleon Bonaparte's brother.
Oh, really?
And I believe Eisenhower.
Oh, fucking hell.
Or Roosevelt, one of them, something like that. They've gone out hunting for it.
Oh, man.
And let's say this is in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. So, yeah, we're going to talk about what it looks like, the story behind the Jersey Devil, and possible sightings of the Jersey Devil. The thing is, when you look at what they've depicted it as, it looks fucking ridiculous.
Oh, right.
So,
we're in for a treat then.
Yes, yeah. Not quite Loveland Frogman.
Big up the frog.
Yeah, or a goatman or something like that. But yeah, it shouldn't be real.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. And because there's only one.
Yeah.
So it's one of them.
Right.
But no, that would be a decent one because a lot of cryptid podcasts or like people who enjoy cryptids have heard of the Jersey Devil and stuff like that, and the Pine Barrens and stuff like that. So it's all very creepy and mythical and that. So that would be a good one.
Decent. Yes. But no, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and if you want to listen to some more, Ed, where can they find us?
What do you mean listen? I'm not doing
If you want to find anything about us, Ed, where can you find us?
That's the one, Moji. Right, you can find us on Facebook, which is Missing Mysteries in black and white. You can find us on Instagram, which is Missing Mysteries _, not the word underscore, the actual underline thing. You can follow us on X, which is Missing Mysteries 1. You can follow us on TikTok, which we're getting better at.
Yeah?
You're getting better at it, Josh. Because I've got nothing to do with it, to be honest. The only time I have anything to do with TikTok is talking to people.
Yeah.
I've been lacking on that.
Yeah,
so
you do the communication side.
Yeah. But, which is Missing Mysteries 10. I love the TikTok. I think out of all the things we do, apart from the actual podcast itself,
TikTok is the
I
best.
love the TikTok.
And times I'll go back and just watch them all from the beginning.
Yeah, I do. Because it's just, a lot of them are just funny.
Funny, yeah.
They're just funny. And, yeah, we're not trying to be vain, but fuck it.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to us and like us on YouTube, which is Missing Mysteries. But due to the algorithms and such, the best way to find our YouTube is through the links on our other socials. So on all our socials, there will be a link. Click on that. Click on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, press the bell, all that good stuff. And then with the YouTube, you get to see our faces on the podcast episodes. Hello. And as well, which we haven't mentioned, is we've got a new intro and outro to the YouTube channel, which was done by a very good friend of ours, Ben Kennelly, from
Cheshire Film Direct.
Thank you. I was going to mess that up. He is fantastic at anything to do with filming, editing, all that stuff. Videography, all that kind of stuff. because you know
on it.
he is absolutely phenomenal at that thing.
Do
at that
go
stuff.
Give him a follow.
Give him a follow. Give him some love. Say that we sent you.
Yeah.
You know, so then he could probably do some more stuff for us. And as well, he's a Monster Squad brother.
Yeah.
Him
exactly.
and Ian are our Monster Squad brothers.
Yeah.
And also, actually, speaking of Ian, later next month there is a Paracon, and me and Josh are directors of it. I don't know how, to be honest.
No.
But this is what I love about Ian. Right, Ian is probably one of a top man, because he's like...
He's not just trying to make himself, he's trying to bring others along with him.
Yeah, and he's always said to us, like, because we became friends with him last year and that, he said, like, we're all in it for the ride, and if one of us makes it, we all make it. You know,
it's just a perfect mentality to have. There's so many fucking cutthroat people, especially in our genre that we found out in the last few years.
Yeah.
So many people are in it for themselves.
Yeah, you know, but whereas he really,
you find that you find that small connection of people.
Yeah,
like i.e. everyone that's on that chat.
Yeah, and that
golden.
All the directors of it, and so make sure we will post it onto our Facebook page and everything. And make sure to give them a follow and go, because it's going to be fantastic. Me and Josh are not 100%
going to be there, but
hopefully we will. And if we are, I think we're doing a talk there.
Yes.
So if we do go.
So if you want to come and see your boys, hopefully, make sure you get down there. And it's a free event.
It's a free
event.
Why not?
What you got loose? You ain't got...
Exactly. And as well, later on in the year, we've got Parachat.
Yes, we have.
As well. So we can't wait for that. And we did do a chat with... I forgot their names. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But of the two who run Parachat, and they were on their YouTube channel. We'll put a link to them as well. Absolutely lovely guys. What they're doing is fantastic, and we're going to be talking there, and we're going to be talking about cryptids and folklore monsters. So
make sure you get down there.
Yes,
see your boys.
Yeah, and again, another free event.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? They do all this work for a free event.
Yeah.
They don't get nothing from it.
No.
What's there not to love?
Exactly.
You know, fair play to them. Because I think if we ever done an event, I want paying.
Yeah. I want to make bank. I want to make bank. You want to make
Because there's some stress.
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
Going meeting people, trying to get them to come to it and stuff like that. They deserve it, really. Yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. Fantastic to them. But, yeah. So, yeah. That was, we'll talk about YouTube. So you get to see our faces. Hello. And on this is where we record when we go on hunts. But maybe in the future it might not be on here.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And
if we
we'll just leave it at that for now.
Yeah. But no, so where we record our hunts, interviews and reacts. Which we'll eventually do.
Yeah.
I know. The thing is, I think if we had more time, because we just blabber before we start recording, we'd have time to do reacts or something. But, you know, is what it is. Can't help it.
Game's a game.
Game's a game. But, so, yeah, like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And please comment. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
And if you want to speak to us, as well as DMing us on our socials, you can email us. And that could be... your views, your theories, criticisms, praises, which we prefer. If you want to collab with us in any way, shape or form, that could be hunting, that could be on an interview, on our channel, your channel, whatever. Or, you know, just want to chat, chinwag and search. Merch, which we still don't wear. Yeah, anything like that, which is mrmysteries10@gmail.com. Cool, I nearly got an aneurysm trying to remember that. But no, I think that covers me. Josh, where can they listen to us?
Well, even though you already are, if you fancy listening on another platform or all of them, you can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podchaser, Player FM, and iHeartRadio.
Fantastic! I've really enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
Josh.
It's been a good one. Like I said, if you're here with us still, An hour and 43 minutes in. You're
Jeez.
a fucking legend.
Yeah, you are true listeners.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
We do love you. We love anyone who listens to us, watches us, we love you.
Yeah.
Because...
Oh, I've got an idea. Right. Anyone still listening? Head over to the YouTube video. Comment chicken nuggets. If you comment that, you will get 30% off a hoodie.
Fuck, no, we don't even get that.
You will get 30% off a hoodie. If you're still listening this far in, comment chicken nuggets and then let us know your details. And then we'll message you, let know your details, and we'll get you a hoodie for 30% off.
Yeah.
You lucky people.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we'll find out who the true ones are.
Yeah.
Or no one will comment because they don't want a hoodie.
Yeah, pretty much. Or anyone who has listened this far, I've already...
Has probably already got a hoodie.
Yeah.
If you want another one in a different colour, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's true, actually.
So
my own wife don't even have a hoodie yet. she does say, like, when am I getting one? Yeah, you'll get one eventually.
There you go, Courtney, if you're listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Comment chicken nuggets.
She ain't listening. Bless her. I love her to bits.
But no, thank you very much for watching or listening or both. Mm-hmm. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Happy hunting. Oh, you made a mess of yourself, mate.